everybody, it's Julie. Thanks for joining me here today on this Creative Retreat YouTube channel. I'm back with a Hymnal Art Journaling process video, and I'm using the February Faith Art Box and Faithfilled Digitals entitled The Vine. And since it's about Jesus is the vine, we are the branches, and we need to abide in Him so He can produce fruit in us, I am journaling this hymn, Abide with Me. This song has special meaning to me and my family, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment. But on screen here, I'm getting some color onto my page by blending with a blending brush the color Victorian Velvet. This is a Distress Oxide ink. So it is oxidized with water, and that's why you saw me just spritz it. That's going to give it a little bit of a marbly look. And now I took that ink and I stamped it onto some clear packaging as kind of a palette, and I squirted that, and now I use that to paint over it. I'm just getting some layers here. And then I smushed it onto my page as well. I am drying that with my heat tool and pick up any pools of water with a paper towel. So a beautiful background color gives some depth to it. The good thing about the Distress Oxides is that they are somewhat translucent. You can see through them unless I just layer it to lots and lots of layers. Now I'm going to do some stamping, and I'm going to use this beautiful vine stamp. And this color is Bonsai green. Now I know a lot of the ladies on the design team have used this vine in our projects, and that's because it's just so beautiful. And it makes a great focal element. It makes a great border along your page, and that's what I'm doing. I'm making a frame here for my page. So I'm starting at the bottom, going horizontally, and then again at the top going horizontally, and along the edge, the right edge, I am going vertically. So I'm just getting a couple of edges. Now I'm going to stamp this actually twice, do kind of two generations of this stamp. And the reason why, well, I'm not really sure, but I wanted kind of a little bit more depth to it. So stamping it twice. I'm not worried about getting it on the image perfectly, so it's going to be a little bit of kind of a shadowy look. And I'm going to come in with next, I'm just getting in some of those corners that I didn't get, and I'm going to come in now with my watercolor brush, my aqua brush, and just fill in those leaves. Now this is a pigment ink, so it is permanent, but as you can see here, I'm able to blend that color because I stamped it so quickly, and I went to it so quickly with the watercolor brush. So you don't get a real watercolor effect here, but you get a little bit of blending, and so I just wanted to fill in those leaves on those vines. And now I'm taking one of the little flower stamps. Actually take both sizes, and I'm going to stamp this in the Victorian Velvet. These are so pretty, and I'm just kind of stamping these around, both the larger one and the smaller one. One is slightly smaller than the other. And you can see this just makes a really pretty frame for my page border around the edges. So this hymn, I'm going to now do a little bit of my title, but this hymn is a special one for my family because we would sing this for family worship at evening time when the sun was going down, and then on the weekends, and my children knew this song by heart, and we would sing it together. And I found recently a video of my oldest son, who's now 22, graduates from college this year, and he was 5 years old, and he was singing this song in its entirety, all of the words. I think I might have had to prompt him once or twice, and it was just beautiful. He's actually not a singer anymore, so to have that video of him singing that song, Abide with me, fast falls the eventide, the darkness deepens, Lord with me abide. So the song is requesting here that God abides with us, that Jesus abides with us in our dark times and the darkness. Yes, this song is about the sun setting and darkness setting in, but it's also that spiritual metaphor. And we want to abide with Jesus and Him abide with us in the good and the bad times. So on screen here, I've laid out my title, which says Abide With Me. And I use both the green and the cream color alphas. And I kind of offset them so it gives kind of this outline, this shadow effect, and it's kind of a neat look to it. Now I'm just adding some of the stickers, the vine and flower stickers. And then the word with, I pulled out the January, the little square tiles, those alphas from the January Faith Art box. So I'm outlining my elements now, put a couple of the wonky hearts, but I decide I want to add something else. So I'm going to put this piece, this green piece of the vine up there. You can also see me sponging the edges with my blending brush to make it so it's not such a stark white against that background. And I decide here, because I want the purple flower next to the green hearts, so I switch those up. Now part of the problem is I had already outlined the other flower. So I have a little bit of marking on my page here, and I'm just trying to cover that up some. It's not going to end up being very noticeable because the shape of these flowers are fairly similar. So I'm tucking the flower up underneath the hearts. I like doing that with my elements, is making them touch, and that helps to anchor them. So what I'm doing now is I took one of the other stickers from the decor sticker sheet, and I'm actually cutting out those flowers. As I'm making this video here, I realized that I could have just stamped them on some cardstock and cut them, and then I wouldn't have ruined that sticker, but oh well, you know, it's a process, and you just you just do what you do. So next time I'll just stamp the little flowers. So I cover up some of my markings, put those down, and this is my focal point, my main focus of the page, and it's that title. Now I'm going to outline these again, the ones I just put on. So I've got a balance of the green and the purple, and the green and the purple in both corners of that title. And normally I would use an odd number of these elements. I have 2 flowers here, big flowers, 2 small flowers, 2 hearts. So it does kind of, it's not my usual of having 3s and odd numbers, but it kind of works with that whole frame. The balance is good there. So I've pulled off now one of the stickers. It was the pretty sticker, and I don't remember what word it had on the actual sticker, but, oh, I think it said grow, but I'm covering that up with a little word fetty I made that says abide, and I cut that from one of the Faithfilled digitals, one of the elements there. I'm just sponging the edge around. Started with some of the green. It wasn't real smooth, so now I'm going to edge it with my black ink pad, my Versafine Onyx black ink, and I'm using a little bit of dimensional tape, foam adhesive, to pop that off the page a bit, and I outline those. Now I've made a tab over there with the washi tape from this kit, but I decided I'm not going to use that, and this is one of the journaling cards. So it has that green vine with some of the flowers, so I punched that out, and since it was on paper, I'm backing it with some cardstock. I'm going to edge that a little bit with the Victorian velvet, and I'm going to place that. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my date. Now the issue with this really small mini hymnal is that there's not a lot of place to put my tab up top, because I don't want to cover up the title of the song, and then there's just not room. The page just simply isn't large enough. So I decided I'm actually going to stick that on the back of this page so that you'll just get a little bit of it peeking out. So I'm adding my journaling here in the bottom left hand corner, and I'm not worried about it being able to be clearly legible in red. It's kind of blending in with the music notes, but that's okay because my prayer was heard by God while I was writing it down. Use a little bit of my EK Success powder tool to get some of the sticky adhesive off the back. And then I add this tiny little bow, which I think is a perfect scale for this little page. So that is my page. Pretty simple, but beautiful. And it was very special for me because it was also about memories and me abiding with God, and also a prayer for my children to continue to abide with God. So I've got all the products linked in the description box. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And thanks so much. God bless. Bye-bye.